What's different about your computer?
Oh, everything. Everything is different. All of the computers use our system, our interface, which we've customized. For example, I can show you, Nina, at the bottom, there are arrows for if you want to move backward or forward once you get on the internet. And you can see they're as big as my fingertip, so they're really easy to use. There's a really big home button. If you are not really sure where you've ended up on the internet and you want to get back to home, to where you started, it's a really big button you can touch. On a standard computer, these buttons are teeny tiny and they're up at the top. And the biggest we could make them were not even half the size of our buttons. And that was one of the frustrations we found with our aging parents. And in my case, it was my grandmother who, her hands would shake too much and she tried to point with the mouse and click, and it was impossible. You can see we don't even have a mouse. Another thing that's different, and we're very pleased with this because I don't think anybody else thought of it. So I'm going to go to a news page and I want to show you. This is called a scroll bar. Now on every typical computer that we've found, every standard computer out there, it's really tiny, like 1/4 of an inch wide. And no matter how large you make some parts of standard computers, this is still always tiny. But on You Can Do It computers, look at how big my finger easily touches this to move the page up and down. And we have tested this, and we find that what we've developed works so easily that people stop being afraid of computers and they can actually use them. Another thing that's very different is the program we've installed to run everything is also very, very simple. It's picture-based. You just touch it, or if you choose our home model that does have a rollerball mouse, some of the younger seniors we think might choose that. It's still very easy to point and click on these large pictures. Even the basic operation of our computer is very simple. For example, on one of the most popular standard computers, Nina, to turn it off, you have to go through something like 4 or 5 steps. You have to use a mouse and you have to point way over in the corner at a really tiny word that says start. Now, to me, that almost sounds like a stand-up comedy routine that to stop a computer, you have to go to start, right? You don't start to stop, but that's how they work it. So the first step is you use the mouse and you have to get over there and point. Then the second step, you have to click on that tiny little thing. Then 3 or 4 choices pop up and you have to choose one of them, so that's a third step. So then you click on that, then something else pops up and you have to choose switch users, restart your computer, or shut down. So again, so there's 4 steps you have to take just to shut it off. With our computer, to show what a dramatic difference it is, here's the on and off button. You push it one time to start the computer, and you push it one time to shut it off, and that's all you do.
Oh my.
Easy, easy, easy. And that's what we set out to do, is to make this pretty much as easy as a TV to use.
Okay. In order to learn how to run your computer, does a person attend classes?
We include just a little sheet of basic instructions. But we don't think you need lessons with this computer. All you have to do is have a finger and touch. So if you want to go to the internet, you touch. You can choose news, magazines, sports. We have weather, health. We have lots of resources for seniors. We even have, you can watch some TV shows and movies for free. And all you have to do is touch and things work.
And that works.
Right.
Oh, that's really wonderful.
We have our own email program called Max the Mailman. And Nina, we made an account for you this morning. So you're going to have an email here welcoming you. Now here's a really neat thing. Let's say that a member of your family or a friend sends you a picture and you would like to save it. On standard computers, saving a picture is very complicated. You have to point at it and right-click, and then you choose from about 7 or 10 different options, and they're all small. If you'd like to reach over and touch that picture, okay, and lift your finger, a little save button popped up here. Now I'm going to touch that, Nina, and now I want to show you where that picture went. As simple as that with a touch. If you'll touch the photos icon, we'll go to your photo album. There, one more time. There you go. Okay. And there's the picture you just saved. Very easy. One touch, we call it. Simple one-touch operation. So you can save pictures that you get in your email by simply touching them. And I didn't point out our keyboard. You don't find keyboards like this every day. We searched very hard to find a keyboard that really helped for older fingers that might not have the dexterity. These are full 1-inch keys.
I myself don't have a computer, and I don't know that much about them. But, you know, this looks very simple. It would be easy to learn how to do it.
You know, Nina, having a computer in your home or having access to a computer is like being able to have the public library right there in your living room.
Mm-hmm.
You can access newspapers and magazines and television and weather. Just you can research things, and it's a wonderful, wonderful way of opening the world to people.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I haven't shown you yet is the games. We carefully screened games through the seniors and found out which ones they enjoyed the most and which were kind of easier to use with nice big graphics. And we also made sure to include games that helped to keep cognitive skills. You know, I don't know if you've heard that working crossword puzzles is supposed to be really good
For the mind.
for the mind. And so we tried to, not all of the games are like that, but many of these games also help, like matching games, and they help to keep, you know, to keep the mind strong. And we have a lot of games on here. One that people might be familiar with is Simon. And what you do is you follow the patterns.
Oh.
And we have many other games, tic-tac-toe. These are matching games, many of them. There's a whole page that's got many different word games on it. A lot of people like word games. And of course, everybody's favorite, solitaire, and chess and checkers, Sudoku, Mahjong. A couple of gambling games you can play. You don't have to go to the casino and lose your money to do it.
Well, that should be of interest to people. Are these computers subject to having viruses?
You know, that's a really good question. These computers are locked down, Nina, so you can't accidentally install that was a problem we actually found with even younger seniors. They would accidentally click on something and tell it to install a program, and it would damage other programs, even besides viruses. But we have locked down this computer so you can't accidentally install anything, and a virus is a program. Our computer, you should never have that problem, and we guarantee the computer that we will fix it. If something happens like that, we'll repair it for you. We'll take care of that. That's part of our guarantee.
Well, I certainly want to thank you for coming.
Thank you,
And
Nina.
our time has been used up, and I'm sure people that watch the show will be very interested.
Well,
And
thank you. I hope so. I really do.
I wish you all the success in the world. It's
Thank you.
great.